Hey everybody, NG5 here. Welcome to Deck of the Livestream Day 2. I'm going to be taking a look, hopefully with a couple other people today, of a classic Thomas and Friends episode called Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. I grew up on the US version more than I did the UK version. My bad, I was about to say, I was going to see the US version, but not the US version. I'm just like, what? Anyway, this is by Thomas HD Classics, and it is a made for kids video with that whole COPA thing. You know, the whole is your content made for kids or not? So this is, obviously the classic, almost like classic video games. Classic Thomas episodes are more geared towards kids. So hopefully some people will join. If not, I'll just do a solo run. Either way, it's totally fine. But this one I remember so much. It's one of my childhood favorites. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'll say that whole disclaimer: I'm using this not as a non-profit. I'm doing these live streams for non-profit. I don't even know how to make money on YouTube. I just do this for fun, for non-profit. So if Thomas HD Classics sees their video being used, I'm using it for non-profit and for entertainment purposes only. Without further ado, let's get started, eh?
It was 2 days before Christmas. Many children were expected on the island of Sodor. All the engines were busy with the final preparations.
There we go.
Topham Hatt wanted this year's carol party to be an extra special
Katie.
celebration.
I just noticed that the guys are trying to hang up that Christmas.
So Topham Hatt was now waiting impatiently for Thomas. "Quickly now," he said. "Our Christmas tree has arrived just in time. I want you to fetch it, Thomas. Duck can look after Annie and Clarabelle until you get back." "Will we be able to sing carols too?" asked Thomas. "We'll see," promised Sir Topham Hatt.
You gotta like that. I'm gonna comment every now and then. You gotta like that. Everyone needs their Christmas tree, like the Rockefeller Center in New York City. By the way, that particular tree is kind of a joke right now because it looks so scraggly. But it's like, Thomas, you'll have to get the tree because no one else was bothered to do so. But then again, it's like, Duck can look after your coaches because he's the only one available. Everyone else is probably singing the sheds or just complaining or something. I don't know. That would be probably the humorous approach to this. It looks like one of his wheels, I noticed, is kind of bent outwards. His Thomas's last wheel. It's hard to see under the steam, but it looked like, and I just paused it right when you're about to hit the next frame or whatever. But it looked like Thomas's wheels were bowed out a little bit. But yeah, with the sleigh bells added to Thomas's theme were really nice.
Thomas collected the tree safely, but large snowdrifts lay ahead.
Oh no.
"I mustn't be late," he thought. "Sir Topham Hatt is relying on me." Whistling bravely, Thomas tried to move, but he couldn't.
That's a reused, that little bit where Thomas is moving backwards. That's from Thomas and Terrence. That was a little stock footage used.
Meanwhile, the other engines waited and waited. They were grumbling about Thomas for being late.
Oh, there's a goof right there. You see, Douglas has this face. Donald has the as Edward's angry face. But what's up with Gordon and Henry? Why are they smiling? That's like, Thomas is late, yay! It's like, what? I guess they just forgot to put the angry faces on the team behind the face packs and all that.
Said Sir Topham Hatt.
I don't know.
"Thomas left the work safely, but snow has brought the telephone lines down. We must assume he is stranded."
Yeah, because he's right there.
The engines now felt sorry for Thomas, and cold but confident, the twins set off to the rescue.
I do a Scottish accent, but it's a little tough for me. I can do an Irish accent pretty good, but Scottish is a little bit harder to do. But hey, practice makes perfect. You gotta love Carlin's vocal work on Donald and Douglas. It is so good.
"Hush," said Donald. "I can hear something." "Probably the wind," said Douglas. "Help!" "No, listen," insisted Donald. "Over here." "Oh, It's Thomas. Come on, the poor wee engine must be frozen to the frames in there.
You can tell Carlin's having a ball with those two.
When the workmen arrived, it took some time to decide how to dig away the heavy drifts of snow. Thomas's driver and fireman, who had taken shelter at a nearby cottage, joined the rescue. At last, Thomas and the precious Christmas tree were freed from the snowdrift.
I don't know why this made me laugh when the snow goes away, because look at Thomas's face. He's like, why?
Then they set off once more to finish their long journey.
Oh, the watermelon theme with the bells is so good.
Sir Topham Hatt greeted them warmly. As a reward for all your hard work, you may go and enjoy the carols. Be quick now. At the big station, all was soon ready. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, like magic, the
you can
station
kind of
was
see the
flooded
edge of the
with
set
lights.
there behind the station, which I think
Ladies
is kind
and
of funny.
gentlemen,
And he's standing in
children,
front of
I give you
Lego.
3 cheers for Thomas
Oh,
the
so
Tank
Toppy
Engine
Pat
and
is.
all his friends who have made this occasion possible.
Yay! Even Diesel's there. That's cool.
Then there was a familiar whirring sound. Percy and Toby smiled. They knew who it was. With landing lights shining brightly, Harold the helicopter touched down gently in the snow. Bringing the greatest surprise of all, Santa Claus. Everyone cheered and the party began. It's no fun getting stuck in the snow, whispered Thomas to Percy, but it was worth it for this party. Happy holiday, Percy. Happy holiday, everyone.
And that, my friends, was, Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. Hopefully, that whole disclaimer bit of using it for entertainment, nonprofit, blah, blah, worked itself out. But that was Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. It's honestly one of my favorite classic Thomas and Friends episodes. And I know there's a couple others out there, like Diesel's Ghostly Christmas. I think there's a couple others out there that are Christmas related. I can't remember which ones, though. But they're definitely well worth watching. And if the live stream does get a little bit interrupted, I'll try something else later today to talk about. But yeah, that was Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. I wanted to keep this under 10 minutes. And yeah. There was another one I was going to do, Thomas and Terrence, but that didn't really have a Christmassy theme to it. Yes, it has snow, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't have an actual like Christmassy feel, This one did. And Diesel's Ghostly Christmas, that's a modern Thomas Christmas special, and that's basically Ebenezer Scrooge meets Thomas and Friends. But I won't lie, it was actually really well done. I might look at that later on in the month, but I'm not sure. But I'm in G5. Have a good one, everybody. And yeah, hard to believe it's still December. It's crazy.